Yow! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition of X Television. We're going to be watching the Portland Burnsiders up against BlancMegazord. And, well, BlancMegazord, a talented team. They got Nazara on scout, ESEA-O on scout, Space Cadet on pocket, Tambo on roamer, Hedge on demo, and Terry on medic. Now, this is season 25. Season 24, they were 4-12 in intermediate. So BlancMegazord, a definite big threat on our radar for this match. And we just wanted to do as good as we could. And we had Stag playing with us instead of Nabulu. Myself still on the pocket role. We also had the Calm out for vacation. So we had Jake in here with us, subbing in. He also subbed for us last week on Sunshine when I was unable to make it. It's complicated. So let's watch this mid-fight as we roll out here. We're going to do a fairly standard rollout with Pals taking left. I'm going to take kind of shed side here. They get aggro right away with Tambo coming behind us. Myself and Crumb get distracted trying to clear him up. He's going to end up getting Crumb while I'll get the kill on him. That leads to us just being fairly split and not fighting very well. Terry nails me to the wall back over here. And we back out with Stag. So, not the cleanest, best mid-fight for us. Tombo with that big, huge bomb and the distraction that just really kind of split us up and led us not to being able to like focus stuff effectively after that point. So, we're like, okay, let's buckle down. Let's hold last. And I'm going to stay on this right-hand side. We don't really have anybody on left at the moment, which is a concern that needs to be addressed. But we start to drift Pals over that way a little bit. Crumb shooting down the lines. Tambo jumping in does force the pop out. Unfortunately, we also lose Jake there. I'm going to push forward with this Uber charge a little bit and end up getting the, well, not really getting, I'd say. They just do it. As they pop out from Cheese and are ready to push out here aggro. They send the scout in, get Crumb and Overheal pretty quickly. I'm fighting down low here, and we're going to get a little bit of work done here, but they are still getting kills here because they have a scout and a soldier still charging forward with heals. Jake trying to fight nobly, as is Stag. They get taken out. So, there was round one. Good pressure from Tombo, basically, you know, at the mid-fight and at last. And pressuring that Uber charge out. And then I tried to push forward to get an early pop. It wasn't really the case. And then we kind of had a noble but, you know, scatterbrained defense there afterwards. So we try the same rollout as before, pretty much. And we're able to drift down low here. Pals taking us time to bomb up. They take control of top. And we lose Crom. Pals waiting for some heals over there. I get taken out on the point. And again, just because of heals, because of other things, we just ended up really disconnected there with taking this positioning where we wanted to get aggro, we wanted to bomb, we wanted to do things, and then that stuff just not happening. You know, variety of reasons. But we just didn't change the game plan well enough, you know. So Crumb on sniper here, he called that out, but this play right here, he gets a shot on Terry, but that was a play that kind of dissected, or like, dude, we just lost both you and Crumb here, or you and Jake, and you know we're even on Ubers, but now it's 6v4, and it's just really, really difficult for us to lose that. And Jake was kind of pushing in on the side. I'm not entirely sure how he died, but like Crumb could have just backed out of Cheese. We've dissected this a bit. He could have just backed out of Cheese instead of going for that drop down play, but tried to be a superstar there. And you know, sometimes you can be a superstar, but you also just, if you go for superstar plays and you don't make them, your team's most likely gonna lose. Oh well. So we're down 2-0, and that was just sort of disappointing as well, because it's like we know that we're the underdogs in this scenario, you know. So it's like if you're the underdog, you know, you're not just going to be like, oh, I'm playing LeBron James in a 1v1. What should I do? Oh, I'll just dunk over him. You know, like, you're trying something that you just aren't capable of doing. So we're switching up our rollout here with Pals going right side and myself going top left. Pals going to push into their kitchen a little bit. And I'm coming out here. And I think Pal's going into their kitchen was maybe a little bit further extension of what we were really trying to do. I think I was more hoping that he would come like over here, so that way he could still get a little bit of heals, and then kind of we could pressure and then be more reactive. In the meantime, though, Tambo just freaking cleans up. And they're gonna take that turf, and we're like, okay, guys, you know, let's get some classes out here. Let's get ready to defend. So they have a lot of players up. And looks like they were like maybe going to roll out left, and then they switched up, and they're like, okay, let's go Shutter. They're left. And they do come out of Shutter pretty fast with the Uber charge. I'd take a good couple shots there. We lose Pals quickly as well. And now the scatter after the Uber charge is actually going pretty well for us, because Stag gets 2 kills. Jake and Crumb cleaning up as well. So they get some nice frags there. And surprisingly, we kind of hold for a second there. Jake moves forward to get pressure on second, but we get the scout moving out here. And throw him up in the air. Oh, Pals with a huge shot! Gets the kill there. And we're actually going to try to creep forward here. You know, since we have control of second, we can kind of play this super back hold and just see if we can maybe make something happen here. So we're working up onto bats. Nice and slowly. Jake goes down, though, and Crumb goes down. And now the call comes out. Let's back. And unfortunately, I get picked there. And I should not have let myself die there. And that's unfortunate. Crumb and Jake about to respawn. They don't have Uber charge yet. So, I mean, there is a chance to hold this, but it is slim and it's going to take some work. Pals goes down there. We got players respawning back in. I'm jumping in. I go for the medic there. Probably should have just gone more for the point, but I knew it was desperate situations. So, you know, that was a tough one, you know, but at the same time, like, some of those engagements, some of those holds, like, didn't really feel too bad, too terrible, too overmatched. We were just throwing frags out there and dying, you know. Jake did a good job capturing that second point, but we should have known that that was only going to give us, like, breathing room. We were never going to seriously hold on to that. And so then when we were in lobby and pressuring outwards, like, that was cool, but then we lost players and we weren't able to fall back and hold successfully. So, you know, being able to push out and getting that capture on 2 was really good. The defense before that was good, you know, gave us some confidence. But some of that other stuff, you know, was just bad decision making, you know, not even necessarily linked to deathmatch, you know. And that's when things can get frustrating, you know, where you're just not making things happen and it has nothing to do with actual fights, you know. It's just solely off of people deciding to fight and just in the wrong time. So that, again, is something, you know, that we're continuing to work on and make sure that we're playing as a unit, rotating and taking the fights that we want to fight. So we'll watch Tombo here on the rollout. Might be Tambo, but I don't know why. I just keep wanting to do the more Japanese Tombo. Anyways, Tombo moving in here. He's going to do skip jump off the shack. Ooh, right into the kitchen here. And Crumb chasing him out a little bit, which is good. And he's going to, Space Cadet going to jump me on the top left. But we get the kill there. And this mid-fight has been going pretty well. Hedge goes down. And that soldier, Tombo, takes a ton of damage. So he's got to get out. And we're going to win a mid-fight. There we go, boys. So we're pretty proud of that. And I think that I should have had a closer eye on what Pals was doing there. But, you know, their committal going after me, all that, just did not work out. So we're like, okay, let's just hold. Let's be slow and cautious. Let's wait for the good old eXtine to come back into action. Then we can push. We do a decent-ish job of executing that call. And now we're going to engage with them in Saw Room. And I felt pretty good about this whole just kind of scenario of what we're trying to do and what we're calling and communicating. You know, we're just trying to like slowly spam battle them and have patience. And this is a good confidence builder for us, you know, that we're going up against an intermediate team. We've won a middle fight, and now let's just try to slowly work our way in, have patience, and make things happen. So they come in aggro. We end up using there because he doesn't want to drop me, but we drop Tombo, and as I counter push in, they get the use there. Overheal thrown into the corner, gets taken down, and I'm going to go down as well. Stag gets a kill on Y-Mio, so maybe a little too much patience there, as well as combined with Overheal maybe being a step, 1 or 2 steps in the wrong direction. And that just enabled them to push Tombo right in our face, get the pop, and then get the cleanup after that Uber charge. So we're trying to build confidence. And oh, this was total bad play by me. 100% bad eXtine play right there. I feel like now that I look back on it, you know, we were hanging out in that Saw Room, and there was just like a little bit of confusion about going in, about using, about what we were trying to do. And after I respawned, I didn't cleanse my mind, and I just basically was just like, okay guys, let's retake, let's just do what we're doing. And I just pushed it with Overheal, and he died and I died, and it was terrible, and I felt terrible. So that was like 100% my fault, terrible play, and really should not have done that. So I can't blame myself anymore for it. So now they're pushing it through Shutter. I'm coming up top. They pop Uber charge. We're like, oh man. Okay, so we end up getting Space Cadet. Pals goes down. I'm like hanging up top left on container, doing all right for a while here. And we end up shoving them out. Okay, right here, I think this is a play that I'm really frustrated with. So I'm on yard. Look at me, and look at the whole rest of the team. I'm just, oh man, I was really frustrated with that. So like, I'm the pocket, and I just really feel like we lost Pals there, and we had an Uber charge advantage, and like maybe we should have pushed there, but like the way that we went about it here was just like really frustrating and really not the right way to do it. You know, we should have had people on me. And as a unit, we should have like made a decision of like, okay, let's push top left, or like let's go right, let's push through there. But there was just no communication. All of a sudden, I was over here, our demo and our scouts were pushing over here, and then I had to like reconnect through over here. Pals wasn't up yet, you know. We really should have just taken a breath, like gotten everything buffed, sent our scouts out to like see what information was. You know, Sticky's on last so that we were comfortable, and then push forward, and then either have Pals join us in the fight late or have Pals watch last. It was just a little awkward. So Tombo comes in, and we get the kill on him. We do use again, and again, this is just sort of, I mean, we're up against a team that's way better than us, you know, so what is happening, and it's tough to say why or who exactly, you know, is at fault. It doesn't have to be somebody's fault. But we're getting pressured a lot early by Tombo, having to use Uber charge, and then ending up in these situations where they're just pushing into us with an Uber charge and we have nothing. But the defense was awesome. So we get a solid hold here. Tombo is trying to come back in on the respawn, and he does get the kill on Overheal, which was real unfortunate. Again, there just our protection of our medic not quite as crisp as it should have been. And we had a really strong initial defensive last there, even with the whole Uber exchange thing and not being in the best scenario. We did have a really good fight there and a good hold. So now we're playing a little bit slower, and I'm just like, okay, guys, let's take a breath. Let's get resettled, and let's get a strong hold. And I'm trying to get Stag over here on the right, Pals over to the left, you know, more sort of what our default hold is, but right now nobody's really watching left. That Soldier's up high poking in, and there we go. Pal's now starting to get over towards that side. And I'm in lobby here just trying to keep an eye on things, get a lay of the land. They get their charge way faster than us. With Overheal going down, that's part of it, and this is a big mistake there. Really big mistake, especially with them having charge. I should not have rounded the corner that far. Just with them hearing the call, I wanted to get a pressure, but like they weren't close enough, and I just wasn't going to get a pop. Even if I did, it would have been that same scenario as before, where they just pop in that cheese and then they push out. Thankfully, I'm able to respawn. They didn't get a push out in that time, but I should not have died in that situation as well. So we're just posted up. We have overcharge as well. We can hold a little bit closer now that we have charge. And we're trying to just see what's up in this lobby. I see that soldier skip over. And now I see Space Cadet coming in. I'm like, okay, they're coming. And they use charge here. We're just trying to hold it. And overheal. Maybe taking just a little bit too much damage before he pops. I think he could have popped before that last rocket, just so he's at like a good solid, 2/3 of his health there instead of at just like 50. I have switched sides as they've gone shutter. We kill the medic. We get work done. We get Mio. They have players on point. We have 2 people up though, Pals and Jake. And unfortunately, they end up out-DMing us. And I felt like that was a decent attempt there. My comment about overheal there and popping maybe just a little bit earlier so he had more health. That's about, sadly, I wish I noticed more about that last fight, but that was kind of a main thing that I noticed there that would have helped us out. I'm sure our spread as we switched over to left, that was a really good rotation from him, switching from their left side to shutter. So again, Tambo, big skip forward. He gets into kitchen right away. He's done that again. Did that one more time and just kills Crom. He's going to take our pack, or doesn't even need to. Just jumps over the top here. And it's tough to say. I mean, obviously, Tombo getting the kill there real early really opened things up there. And you can see, like, that's just like the timeline of the fight there. He got the kill on Crumb, and then he worked around, and then he got the kill on Overheal, and then the rest of their team just worked forward. But, besides those deaths, like, nothing else really happened in that initial section of the mid-fight. While he killed Crumb and rotated, there were no deaths on either side, no kills. And then right when he killed Overhill, that was the next kill, But we had kind of sort of better patience and not losing other players. But we should have, gotten Crumb help or reacted to Tombo getting behind us a little bit quicker. So they pushed in through Uber quickly, through lower. I'm on bottom right. We have a level 2 SG. Does get that up. We have I'm on left side here. And we're just trying to fight out, but they pressure Space Cadet in. Gets a lot of damage on Stag. Stag stays alive, though. And we're just kind of holding up here. So we're happy to have held once again. And again, that's just kind of a confidence builder for the rest of the season. Like, okay, we held a push situation that we really shouldn't have. From a really good team, and we decided to get a little bit aggro here since we know that we have Ubercharge coming out. We get the kill on Mio. They have a soldier on Cheese here, and he's going to get around to last and try to get the capture, but we get that stack. So that was pretty close, kind of dangerous. He went through Cheese kind of completely undetected. If he didn't go for that capture on last, he could have maybe gotten better pressure on us elsewhere. And we just got some work done in the meantime, getting big frags and opening up this midpoint. So we're going to charge out through Saw here. And getting players out. They have a sniper as well, so we're going to be able to capture mid here. And again, just another kind of moment of confidence building. Being able to put out from last, capturing mid. And we're going to try to build on that, further. So we're working in the Saw. We don't have Jake with us right now. He's still just respawning. The rest of us just trying to get in a Saw cleanly. We see that Cheese is free. We see that they're all the way over. I'm like, dude, I'm just going to jump up on Cheese to keep an eye on things. And then I'm like, going to drop down on the ramp, though, to get a drop on him. I think I just heard Overheal drop. And that's unfortunate. That is basically, we would have been able to get, better results off of this and maybe even push this all the way to last with getting frags and stuff. But, we were on the cusp of executing that very well. So pats on the back. for us making progress as a team. And, you know, I mean, just to kind of speak on it a little bit, you know, something I said earlier in the season with the Burnsiders is like, we're going to lose our way to the top. You know, we're going to keep losing to teams, you know, for a long time to come. We have a lot of losing ahead of us. And every time that we lose, we just need to take something from it, you know. And if we start winning our scrims and not losing scrims, then we need to get different scrim partners, and we need to find new people to lose against. So we're just trying to take as much, you know, good practice and information that we can out of this game. You know, we lost that push in a second, but, you know, whatever. Let's take the information from it. So we're getting set up again here, and we're trying to be like, okay, cool. We got a reset. We got settled. Let's try to push through Saw. Let's see what can happen. Crumb's already made a little bit of headway into Yard. We might not have been super cognizant about that. We're like, okay, we take some damage there, some spam, but we didn't use. Again, probably could have been a little bit quicker and tighter with that, you know, push in there of just really committing to it. We lose Stag to Tombo, but we get a kill on Tombo, and now I'm like, okay, let's get in there. But again, just like a little bit of indecisiveness of like actually fighting. So they're just able to push in through Plank. Pals like is kind of, you can just see like Pals is like waiting there, just being like, what are we doing? What's the decision? What's the strategy? And Pal's just not getting the information that he needed to make a strong decision. So we back out with the Uber charge, and again, that's like a bit of a consolation. There we go. I was going to say consolidated, but a bit of a consolation to be able to get out with Uber charge. And we're like, okay, I'm going to be in cheese. We'll have Stag keeping an eye on the rest of the point. This is fairly good positioning right here. Just it'll enable us to back up, enable us to move forward if we want to. We get a kill on Ash, and we're still just working this. We're like, okay, they're in cheese, but we can see what's happening, you know. It's good, clean positioning. Stag pushes forward. Stag actually gets hella launched in, and he's on that little ledge there. And we're going to push in through Saw here. So we make the call, and unfortunately, I get a little bit DC'd from Overheal, and again, just get dropped. And this is just not really the cleanest push as well. I think the intent was good. The intent here was really good of like, we have Uber charge, they don't. Let's push forward. Let's get a kill. But we failed in two major ways. I got dropped, and we just couldn't find the medic after that. And then everything falls apart, you know. But I think that call to push forward to aggro on Saw and to try to get the kill there on the medic and the blue team, that 100% was the correct call, and that's good practice for us that we made that aggressive intent. If we hadn't made that call, I feel like the situation, you know, would have been worse overall. So now they're pushing in. We're in a tough spot. They have a half Uber charge. They have a lot of players here on the right. Crumb is getting in, though, and getting work done. And we just held for the most part, at least for now. Yeah, and there we go. End of the game cut off once again. Thank you very much, ESEA. But, yeah, a lot of fun there, ladies and gentlemen. We're just, you know, we lost 5-0 again, but we were much more proud of that loss. You know, we were playing on paper one of our toughest opponents this season, and we had our longest 5-0 loss. So again, that's something that, you know, we can be proud of there. I felt like our resets were better. You know, we were able to get out of mid fights, and we were able to push out a couple times. That one kind of like communication moment where I felt like the team sensed that we needed to push out, and it was the correct moment. We went over this as a team, but I was really frustrated because it was not communicated very well, and I am now the main caller, and I felt like that's like a decision that I should have made, you know, and it should have been kind of, communication should have been more of like either informing that or being descriptive, but people weren't even saying that, you know. It was just like the team subconsciously decided to push, but there wasn't an organized effort to it. And so that's like this like kind of fine line where if you're all synced up and you're all like really mentally on the same page, then those things work. But if the team's disconnected and they're not, then like the stuff needs to be communicated, needs to be elaborated on, and needs to be spoken about. So, yeah, overall, we were really proud of this match. Gives us a lot of confidence to go into our second Snakewater match. But our second Snakewater match is also up against another very talented team. Right now, that team is 5-0. So we will see what we can do against them. But, like I said, just working on improving things and trying to get better. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. We had a lot of fun playing and had a lot of fun casting as well. So thanks so much, ladies and gentlemen. I am eXtine. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.